keeping that momentum and stuff, because but the great thing about the execution aspect is the plan part. The things we talked about, give you that guidance. So when life goes crazy or something else happens or whatever, you still have that guide, and that's how you're able to still be effective with execution. And then from there, we go back to evaluation. And this triangle that we kind of laid out, evaluation, projecting, and execution, it could be applied on, it's like, it could be a big triangle where it's at a higher level, right? You don't go into the nitty gritty side of things. And that can be really helpful to give you that, 5,000 whatever foot elevation view of things and get that big picture of stuff. And then you could apply it, as Mustapha provided in a lot of great examples, on a much smaller view, let's say with a specific project or even task, potentially, depending on how big it is, applying that same triangle lens, if you will, because again, that's going to help you really determine, as we shared earlier, how much time it took for that specific deliverable. Is there other efficiencies that you discovered throughout that process and then that can dovetail into other overall higher goals and stuff that you have, or milestones and things like that. So, anything else that I may have missed in that, or that you'd like to add?
Nope. I'm inclined to agree with all of it. And then I would just echo that again, is, when you're in that execution process, when you are just doing it, documentation is key. Keep track of the things that you're doing. Keep track of what works and what doesn't. It's easy to think about just reflecting on that when the time comes, but having good, notating things well is also really helpful.
Yeah, because as you do that, you develop the process better by documenting it. You can learn, you can reference back, and then every time you go through the cycle, regardless of what stage you are in, it's not necessarily going to get easier, but you'll find that you'll be a lot more, because everything's always a challenge, right? But you're finding that it's a lot more effective, and to some extent, if you're more effective, you gain more confidence, and then the idea is that through more confidence, it may seem like it's easier. You're just getting better at doing it. That's all that it really is. So awesome. Well, hope you guys got a lot out of this. Anything else you want to conclude with, Mustapha?
No, I would just thank you all for listening, and if you have the questions and things, if you're seeing this on through social media, reach out, ask. We're happy to help out in starting that conversation. It's a stressful thing to think about the future, especially when it feels uncertain and things like that. But as long as you keep an open mind and are adaptable and open to exploring it in different ways, then, at the very least, you're not going to be caught off guard.
I couldn't have said it better myself. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for listening. See you next time. So, again, thanks.
Hey, everyone, and thank you for listening to another episode of Indie Game Movement. I'm Andrew Pappas, your host, and the show's producer is Mustapha Price. A special thanks to Taisuke Kimura for creating the show's theme and Donnie Wilson for the logo design. If you enjoy and value the content, you can support us by visiting our Patreon, which is patreon.com/IGM podcast, and select the tier that meets your needs. Show notes for this episode can be found by visiting rengenmarketing.com/the number of this episode. Rengen Marketing is a consulting marketing company that helps indie devs with their marketing efforts. So if you're looking for helpful marketing content or marketing plan template for your current game, then please visit rengenmarketing.com. And as always, thanks for being such great listeners, and we'll see you next time on Indie Game Movement.